oh, I want to lose 40 pounds within 8 months. First of all, that's like unhealthy. So I think if you're leading up to being engaged and you want to look a certain way, that's fine to be healthy, but don't feel like you have to alter your body to fit in a dress.
There was some force in my room and I couldn't move my body. And I could not move my body. And it happened so much. And I was so scared.
There's always going to be outside input. So go with what you want to do. You can take other people's opinions, but at the end of the day, stand up for yourself, be your own advocate. So you have a vision of what you want your wedding to be.
So basically, do what you want to do for your wedding.
Do what you want to do.
Well, hello, beautiful.
Hi, Clay. I love
What's
how
up?
we're blue.
We are blue today.
Are we
I'm
feeling
pretty
blue?
excited. Oh, what a week we've had. What a long week.
What's going
what a
on
long
with you?
week.
What's exciting?
Nothing.
What's
Just busy as heck, you know, just the usual.
We're in the thick of wedding season.
The usual mother-in-law getting involved with the wedding and, kind of ruining everything as usual. So,
Why is it always
nothing.
the mother-in-law?
I don't know why it's the mother-in-law. And God love the mother-in-laws because there's so many amazing ones. And I've had so many beautiful ones. But, there's always that one that's just
it's her
jealous.
baby boy.
Huh?
It's their baby boy.
Their baby boy. And once again, it was a only child.
Oh, jeez.
I know, leaving the nest, not able to breastfeed at 40 anymore.
Aw, get off the nip.
I know, it's the poor baby. Now he can breastfeed it. Now his wife can breastfeed him. Anyway.
Okay, let's not talk fetishes right off the
We'll
bat.
talk about something different. Anyway, I'm telling you, this business keeps me on top of things. It really does. And I have so many friends in the industry. And
the amount of stories I'm telling you from all of the vendors, it's insane. The stuff that really goes on.
Insane, and you don't want to disclose people's personal lives either.
Not.
That's why I very rarely like sharing stories that happen in my venues, but it's much more fun.
Oh, I love it.
I know, but it's much more fun sharing the stories of my friends in other venues. So
I feel like my stories that I've dealt with brides have been so long ago that they probably don't even know who I exist anymore.
Come on, let's start this off with a little fun. Tell me one of the craziest off the wall.
Okay. I have two stories. Either do you want the one that's like me opening my eyes like, oh my gosh, or me being challenged by a bride who is rude to me?
I like the other one.
Okay, the fun one. Okay.
The fun one, yeah.
This is when I was working at Miss Ruby.
Wait, your breasts look so big today.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know why. You look perky.
Oh, for 43. I love that for
Yeah,
me.
not bad at all.
And they're my real boobs.
Don't worry. I'm not hitting on you, honey.
Hey, we spent enough time to...
But you always could change. I could go straight. You never know.
You never know. There's always
never
a possibility.
People go gay. They could go straight, too.
Okay, moving past my breasticle buds.
Your breasticles, is that what we call them?
Breasticle buds. Okay, so this is a story when I was working by myself, okay?
Yeah.
And this was like late at night. It was, because I think I worked on like a Thursday and we were open till like 7, something like that, regardless.
This is when you worked in a bridal.
Yes, and it was on Water Street, like
Sure.
Where...
We don't need to say
whatever.
the name of it, yeah.
Anyways, so I'm just getting ready to close up. Like I'm vacuuming. I mean, we have like 45 minutes left before the store closes. It's dead. We have no appointments on the book. No one's coming in on a Wednesday, Thursday night, whatever.
Right.
Well, all of a sudden, 10 minutes before close, this group of 4 women come in. And I'm like, do you need help with anything? No, we're just looking, we're browsing, blah, blah, whatever. They pulled a couple dresses, went into the dressing room. And I didn't, like normally if they're pulling dresses, I'll take them and put them in the dressing room.
Sure.
Fine. Well, they're in the dressing room, they're giggling, screwing around, and they're like, these dresses are so small, they don't fit. And they seemed like they were like drinking or smoke something. They weren't like, they were.
And this is a wedding store, right?
Yes, and they're here to have fun. I'm thinking this isn't the place to play dress up, but I was trying to be cool and not be like, let's move it, like whatever.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm not knocking because it's like all drapes. I'm like, is there anything you need help with? They're like, these dresses are all so small. Like, how can anybody fit into them? And these were like girls who were like a size 2, size 4. Like they were smaller girls. I'm like, well, can I help you, into them? I look and they're trying the flower girl dresses on. They were trying the flower girl dresses on, and these were women in their 20s. I'm like, oh, they don't fit because this is the flower girl section. You know what I mean? I'm sitting here like trying not to laugh. It gets worse. So then they end up leaving. Then they end up writing the owner an email saying that they got ringworm from our dresses.
Oh my God.
So the owner was like, what happened last night? I'm like, girl, it was a weird situation. She ended up contacting her friend who's like a doctor, and they're like, there's no way that there can be a ringworm. Like, it's not a gym environment, right? It's not like a warm environment where you can
get ringworm from a gym.
Well, you can if it's like...
yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, but like you're not going to get it from a dress. And we had our dresses like cleaned regularly.
I thought dogs just got checked for ringworm, not humans.
When they start dragging their butthole across the carpet, that girl was not dragging her butthole across the carpet, but it was so...
Oh, God,
it
that's
was
disgusting.
the weirdest situation.
That's weird. That's strange.
Ever. And
yeah,
we still,
that's strange.
Aaron and I will still laugh about the ringworm.
Oh,
because
my
we're
God.
like, this is insane. Like, this isn't even
Yeah,
possible.
crazy.
So basically, they were just trying to get free money off of dresses.
Right.
And she was like, I'm sorry you had this experience, but it's not possible to get ringworm from a dress. So that was the most bizarre, funny, but also odd situation, like grown women trying on flower girl dresses.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you handle it without sounding bitchy, but also like stop screwing around? This isn't like Ross dressed for less. We're gonna play in the dressing room. So
oh my God. And I'll never forget the time. Speaking of dresses, this this one bride. God, this is I guess many years ago. Anyway, I remember her. She was working out, she's getting in shape, etc. But I don't know what she was doing, but her boobs kept getting bigger and bigger. And truly, I mean, they were getting bigger.
Was
and
she
I'm like,
pregnant?
No, she wasn't pregnant. I don't know. Sometimes that just happens with women, depending what their foods are that they're eating too. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, so, I mean, they weren't that huge, but they definitely were bigger than before, and they were already big to begin with. So she loses the weight, and she her dress that day, literally walking down the aisle, and she had a,
Nip
one
slip?
of the, well, no, it was a fitted like through here,
Corset?
a corset with the kind of Cinderella, but more straighter sheer.
Like a mermaid cut? Like, was it tight?
No, it wasn't mermaid. It was just an A-line cut,
okay,
A-line
okay.
sheer,
Okay.
going down, absolutely stunning, like sparkles and everything, and it had the deep V. So
Not the deep V.
It was strapless.
Okay. That's a sweetheart cut.
Yeah. Well, it was good until the back busted out when she was walking down the aisle. And she had
When she was walking down the aisle.
When she was walking down the aisle, she had to grab the front of her dress. They had to stop the ceremony because most people get married in the venues nowadays. They were getting married in my venue. They had to stop the ceremony, and this poor woman was in tears.
I would be too.
It was. I mean,
I think I would probably laugh and then cry behind closed doors if we're being honest.
I laughed quickly, but then I felt truly emotional.
I'd be
for
like,
her.
free show
Because
for everybody. And then I'd go in the back and probably cry.
Squeeze the boobies. Yeah. Anyway, it was crazy to me.
Preview.
It was I know free feels.
But honestly, that's like,
and she was
gosh.
gorgeous too.
So what happened?
What happened? Well, fortunately, she had a sister-in-law that had a thread and needle with her, and they pulled it into the back and they tied it and they pinned it. There's really not a whole lot.
Maybe you should have a kit in your venue, like a thread and needle, just in case.
Probably true.
Oh my gosh.
But that's just really, really terrible. But and that kind of brings us to our subject of the do's and the don'ts that we're going to talk about. In the wedding business, in the business, what you do, what you don't do as a bride, and how you handle certain situations. She went to a last-minute tailor, I found out. And this tailor rushed her dress. And that's why it was not designed proper, or not, it wasn't not recut, but re-sewn, I guess, when you go to a bridal place and then you get fitted for it and then you get it re-sewn.
Don't cheap out on your alterations. People will go and get a quote and be like, $600 for
1000%.
what? Okay,
Don't
girl, you just spent.
DON''T.
Don't.
Cheap out.
Don't.
You go to somebody that has a following
Experience. And just
Which
because
we're going to have one of our
$200
girlfriends on that you know her too. She's amazing.
Who?
We're going to have her on. She owns one of the best little altering places right on Wisconsin Avenue. She's going to be on in a couple weeks with us.
Oh, I love
You
that.
know who she is.
Who?
She did stuff for Miss Ruby's too. Anyway, so, but yeah, don't go to a cheap place. Don't go to a cheap place.
I think, which were just all of a sudden in the back of my mind, I was a part of a wedding, and I remember going to get fitted. It was a store down in Illinois, and my bust is always a bigger size than like my waist and my hips. I've always had to like go 2-3 sizes up.
Sure.
Which fine. I think we have to also like let go of the number.
Right.
I've always like gotten everything else altered in. I don't care what the number is. Fine. I remember this consultant, and this is before I was even in the business, said to me, no, you'd be fine in this size. I'm like, I don't know. I've been, whatever.
Yeah, sure.
When I get the freaking dress in, it doesn't zipper up the back. And I have like, how when you zip something too tight,
right.
and it's like you have that back fat that like folds in. It looks like a butt. And I'm like, I knew this was going to happen. I was so upset. I'm like, they didn't offer to like let it out or do alterations because it's harder to do.
Right, sure.
And so I ended up finding someone who built a corset like basically on the inside to basically pull up and just squish everything in my body, my organs together.
Could you even see? Were your boobs blocking your face?
Well, my boobs were fine because it was a straight cut. But I'm telling you, like the back, the way they zipped it up. But I ended up spending this dress.
Thought maybe they were pushed up into
you
your
wish
face.
that's in your dreams. It was just a
Sorry,
straight
honey,
cut.
wrong person, wrong dreams.
It was a straight cut, but I ended up, my dress I think was $200. I ended up spending $200 in alterations because
anyway.
I didn't want to cheap out.
So
that's what I'm saying. Do not cheap out.
Right. So the moral of the story is, don't do a cheap
alteration. Seamstress. Yeah,
girl.
don't.
Yeah. So that was one of the most that was one of the craziest things that I've ever experienced in the business. Actually, number two was just a while ago, and this is this is definitely a don't. Don't throw cake. Hold on. Don't smash cake in your bride's face. Hold on. When she has just spent $1,000 with a makeup artist to do her makeup for 5 hours.
I would
and
be
gets
livid.
up at 6 a.m., comes into the venue, is there until 12 with the makeup artist and the hair artist. And then your fiance thinks it's funny to smash your cake cut in your freaking face.
I would lose
What a
my
douche
shit.
bag.
I would lose my shit.
What a douchebag. This poor bride.
And she probably told
and I
him,
don't care
do
if
it.
she's listening to me now because her fiance was a douchebag. And
now husband.
she might be divorced for all I mean, this wasn't just a few months ago. Sorry, a couple of years ago. But it was one of my current venues. Anyway, and yeah, it was horrible. She went into this. I did not find funny. It was not funny to me.
No.
Because I take, I know the time that it takes for a wedding. And I know how much a bride feels, how beautiful she looks. And to have a cake smashed in your face.
How did that start?
And then
who started that?
Well, because the guy's an idiot.
Some dude who
yeah,
was
you
wasted,
slice the cake,
like, years ago.
and then he thinks it's funny, and he takes it and he pushes it in her face.
No.
Well, she ends up going into the room crying hysterically, and basically
her lash comes out in the frosting.
And I was at this wedding all night. She comes out.
Her lashes in the frosting. Grandma gets a piece of cake. It's like, what? Is
Well,
there a
her one
centipede on the
Her
cake?
one eye was like this. There was white icing. Okay, let's not laugh at this. Anyway, so...
No, I feel bad. Like, I would
do
literally
too.
go hug
But the
her.
thing is this, is that it ruined this woman's wedding.
Yeah.
And it sucked.
And she probably told him, don't do that.
Yeah, and I'm like, wow. Well, no, she probably didn't tell him that. You just would not assume. You would assume that somebody is smart enough not to do that to their bride.
Not with certain dudes. They
There's
think
a lot of
everything's
dumb.
funny.
There's a lot of dumb. I know we could say shit that goes on in this industry. Crazy stuff.
So
but anyway,
that's another
so
don't.
as a groom or anybody put cake in somebody's face.
No.
push it into their mouth.
Yeah, like a normal human.
Like a normal human, yeah. So, what are some of the things like, in this industry, like for a bride, she's planning a wedding. Give me 5 things that she should do. Tell me 5 great things that she should do, or 5 relevant things that will be detrimental to
Number
her
one, I
success
think,
of her wedding.
especially now, I think most people know this, but booking your venue is the number one thing to do first. Because you have to get your wedding date. You have to get your wedding date.
Right.
Then once you have the vibe of that, then you go to your dress. What I don't like, and I'm going to say this, that brides shouldn't do, don't book 5 or 6 wedding dress appointments. Start with 1 and then go from there.
Let's go back. Hold on.
Yes.
Number 1 is
book your wedding venue first
book your
before
wedding
you do
venue.
anything else.
I told you 4 other do's. You can give me those don'ts after.
Oh, shit.
Yes. Focus,
Okay,
lady.
fine.
Focus. Second one.
Do only book 1 dress store at a time.
Yes.
Focus
1000% agree.
On the dress at hand, and then it's a daunting task. So,
and it's an all-day affair.
It's an all-day affair, and it's stressful, and you're trying on different things. I would say, leading to number 3, for that, do try on styles that you don't think that you would like. You have an idea of this magazine, whatever. Trust your stylist. Your stylist knows your body type. Speak to them. Say, this is what I like about me. This is what I don't like about me. Trust your stylist to pull items that are fashion forward for you.
Right. Okay. And then the next do in the industry.
Which is another one.
Nothing to do with dresses, though.
It's nothing to do with dresses at all.
Yes. What is it?
Do work with a photographer that you trust and you have a good relationship with. And I'll tell you why.
So how do you know if you don't know any?
Because what you do is you set up appointments. So this is something that I would start looking on Instagram and seeing the style.
Okay.
Set up your appointment with them and see how you vibe with them. See how the first appointment goes. If you don't feel like you have a fun personality with them, your photos are gonna end up so tight, so whatever. If you have someone that makes you laugh and you're having a good time, I think that loosens the mood.
Yes.
You can tell when people just book a photographer to book one. Yeah. Book someone that you vibe with, that you have a good conversation with. I think that's so incredibly important with photography. What?
I'm just laughing. Thinking about the blind photographer we had one time.
You had a blind photographer?
I'm kidding.
I was going to say. I'm like, how does that even work? How does it even work? Easy. You pay Marco Polo and be like, okay. Like, come on. Okay. Then I would say the last do for wedding planning.
Let's just say the pictures didn't come out very good when he shot them.
Okay, Clay. It's not such thing as a blind photographer. That's like saying, okay, whatever. Anyways, I think that you should definitely go with the style that you and your husband, wife, partner, throuple.
Style of what?
Of wedding that you want to go with. There's always going to be outside input. So go with what you want to do. You can take other people's opinions, but at the end of the day, stand up for yourself, be your own advocate, so you have a vision of what you want your wedding to be. So basically, do what you want to do for your wedding. Do what you want to do.
Right, exactly. So that brings me to a point of what I see now is a lot of the grooms, many of the grooms don't even want to be involved with the design and the setup of the wedding. Once in a while. Okay. And do as a bride, always ask your groom.
Yes.
Because that will prevent any confrontation. Just say, hey, honey, do you want to be involved in the decor? Is it that important to you? And he will let you know. He or she will let you know.
Communication.
And that's really important to do, the communication at the beginning.
Yeah.
Because I've seen before, and again, I get close to my couples where I'm sitting with them for like a walkthrough and I'm like, so what are your colors? What did you guys decide? And the groom's like, well, she made all the decisions with it. I didn't have a hearsay.
Yeah.
So, I hear all this stuff, that comes out. And of course, I'm the therapist trying to, resolve things, with these couples. But definitely if you are a bride, don't be so controlling. Just ask, because in the end result, 99% of the time, you're going to have full control.
Okay, so let's talk about the 5 don'ts then.
5 don'ts. What are the 5 don'ts?
Well, I think a good one is don't control everything allow your partner to have some input, right?
1,000%.
So I think
Allow your
that's
partner
number
to have
one.
input, and just ask them. I mean, just say, hey, what do you think about this? Do you, there's ways of approaching things with a partner, and not putting them on the defense either, but just saying, hey, I was thinking about doing a color like rose taupe and, blue, Tiffany blue. Was that something that you would agree with?
Rose taupe, is that your new
I just
Pantone color of
created
the
it.
year?
It's a new Pantone for 2026.
Like, what the F?
I don't
Rose
know.
taupe. I would actually like to see you take 2 crayons and put that color together, because I can't
Probably
even picture it.
impossible. Probably impossible. Well, I'll ask Chat BTG, whatever it's called, later on today. See what color comes up. Anyway, definitely,
side
there's a
note.
way to ask. There's a way to ask questions to get positive feedback from your partner. And a lot of times your partner's going to say, honey, just do what the hell you want. And then, of course, you could have a crazy partner that comes back later that tells you to do anything you want, and then they're pissed.
Would you?
Because you just spent $30,000 on the wedding.
Well, that's the thing. Would you, side note, use ChatGPT,
Yeah.
whatever you call it?
ChatGPT, yeah.
Okay. You like to call it ChatGPT.
I know.
Anyways.
I get it all.
Anyways, for advice, we are really both into it lately. Just like, I feel like scratching the surface. But would you say, hey, I have this dream of my wedding. Would you trust AI to
Hold
help
on. Let's
create your wedding?
Let's see what it's gonna say. Hold on. What are we gonna do? Chat? Let's see what Mr. AI says.
So you have to give a scenario. Say, I'm getting married in Milwaukee.
Hold on.
Do you want me to do it?
Well, I can pull it up.
Okay, I believe in you.
Chat.
Cue
Pull yours up. For some reason, I don't know why mine is not. Yeah, mine's not coming up on here. I don't know why. My app. Okay.
Your Chat GPT, maybe
Yeah,
because you're
just
on
ask the
Chat
question.
GPT.
I'm curious what it says.
I want a garden wedding theme.
What are you putting in? I want a garden wedding?
Can you help me design it?
And ask him if there's rose taupe.
With
the new Pantone
the
for
color
2026.
Rose taupe. Okay, let's see what Chat GPT. Oh, actually,
Tell me what it says.
it says rose taupe is a dusty rose with a warm, earthy undertone.
I knew
Maybe
I
you
knew
just
I was a
created
designer,
color.
damn it.
And it talks about, okay, so cake design.
And I randomly just made that up.
Can you?
Okay,
give
good. So
me
that sounds like a
photo
beautiful color. I love it.
inspiration? Okay, I'm asking for photo inspiration.
Well, you're taking a long time. Did
I'm
you
sorry.
ask?
But listen, so they said bridesmaids in rose taupe dresses, a mixed textures like chiffon, satin, velvet. Groomsmen should be in a light gray or warm beige color.
Ooh, I love that.
Right?
That's beautiful, actually.
Stationary, handmade, or decal edged. I don't know if I've ever heard of decal edged paper. Is that like doily?
No, I know what. No, I know what.
Deckle, not deco. Deckle, D-E-C-K-L-E. Deckle.
No, I never heard of Deckle. It sounds like Debbie Pickles.
Yeah.
It sounds
Remember
like our
Debbie
YouTube
Pickles?
sensation, Debbie
We got to
Pickles.
find out where she is and bring her
I
back.
know, we really do.
Anyways,
we'll share with the audience what Debbie Pickles was.
Well, that's down the line.
That's down
She's
the
hard
line.
to track down. Okay, metallics, antique gold or brushed bronze.
Okay.
Accents. Oh, I love that. Sage green, ivory champagne, and soft mauve.
Beautiful.
I love that. So they're as they're processing the image, I can get to it when I get to it. But I think that this is like going to help brides who have no idea where to even start.
Yeah, true.
And they
true.
could put like inspo pictures in here and say, hey,
Yeah.
this is what I'm thinking. And they can even take this to their planner. They don't have to spend hours on
Right,
Pinterest
right.
and say, hey, this is the vibe I'm going for.
You know, it's interesting, and you bring this in, bringing this into the equation. I know we're talking about the don'ts and everything. I am a firm believer in if you can DIY, great. If you've got the time to do it, great. If you have the people to do it for you, fantastic. You will save a lot of money. And with Chat XYZ.
With Chat 1, 2, 3.
Chat 1, 2, 3, you can go right on and it will tell you, you could take the picture of one of my venues or whatever venue you're booking at,
And
put it in
you
there.
can literally
and
add it in here.
And it will design it for you right away. And that is fantastic if you've got the time to do it. But I'm all about the easiness of the day. So I say, get a decorator.
Okay, here. This is what it came up with.
Amazing. Absolutely beautiful.
This is what it
Stunning.
came up with. That's crazy.
That's crazy, yeah. So anyway, so we
Rose Taupe 2026. You heard it here first on the Wedding Files.
I called it. Rose Taupe is beautiful.
You're beautiful.
I am. Oh, you're so
Clay,
sweet.
I want to ask you a question, though.
Ask me a question.
Okay?
Ask me, baby. I'm always ready for your questions.
I like to go back.
I never know if they're going to be G or R.
No, I like to do more personality ones. You like to do like situation ones.
That's true. You are right. You're right.
I want to know more about your personality, especially when you're younger and when you're growing up.
Yes.
What's the most ridiculous thing you believed as a kid?
God, that's a really good. What I believed as a kid that would have not been real.
Like for me, maybe this will jog your brain. When I would walk past my basement stairs and the light was off, I was convinced a hobo or someone was living down there. Like that's what I believed as a kid. Honestly, into my 20s, and my mom still makes fun of me, I was afraid to take the garbage out because of what lurks in the shadows. So finally, I would just tell myself, like, okay, girl, like nothing's there. Nothing's in the shadows. I had fear of not being able to see because I'm such a visual person, which makes sense. But are there any irrational fears you had as a child?
I don't know if I had that one dream though, like it was this reoccurring dream, and I remember it so vividly, and I had them into my like later years, which really scared me, and it specifically happened when I would go to Laguna Beach and stay at this one hotel. But anyway, back to the dream. It was a dream, and I remember it in my home when we first moved from Flatbush, Brooklyn, into St. Louis, and it was at my parents' duplex. And I was in my bedroom, and I remember like I was like, there was some force in my room and I couldn't move my body, and I could not move my body. And it happened so much, and I was so scared. So yes, it became believable for me.
It's weird,
it did,
right?
And it really scared the hell out of me. And there were times when I'm laying in bed and I'm asleep, and I guess I was asleep, or I don't know if I was awake. I just don't know. But there was a force, and I was so scared to look under my bed. I was so scared.
Yes.
Paranoid.
Okay.
And then years later, through my 20s and my 30s, etc. I think in my late 20s, I started going to Laguna Beach, and there was this incredible club I would go to called the Boom Boom Room, and it was on the water.
Boom boom
and,
boom.
Yeah, boom
And
boom
let me hear
boom.
you say
Take me
way
back to my
ho,
room.
way ho.
Anyway, but that wasn't the reason they named it. It was just a staple in this bohemian community for years, artist community in Laguna Beach. And I would stay at this hotel, the Boom Boom Room Hotel, and it was right on the water, beautiful, right on Main
You were
Street.
afraid to look under the bed?
No, not at all. I swear to God, this same force that happened as a child came back. And I was with my partner at the time too, Ron, and we were in bed, and I remember like the force getting me, and I felt the exact same way where I couldn't move my body.
Weird.
And it's called Devils on the Back because I Googled it.
Oh.
And yeah. And so anyway, long story short, I woke up, and you try to scream and you can't scream because everything's in slow motion.
Or
so
your
you're like,
teeth are
you're
falling
trying,
out.
No,
I'm
your teeth aren't falling.
spitting my teeth out.
Everything's so slow. You're just speaking slowly. And so I woke up and I said, Ron, did this happen to you? And he's like, what are you talking about? I said, there was a force in this room. Like, I can't even. So anyway, it hasn't happened in so many years.
I wonder if
God.
everybody's like afraid of like
there's
the unknown
certain things.
dark.
I've talked to other people. They've had the same thing happens, and I was never on medication as a child, so there was no.
Same.
There
I
was
should have
nothing.
been.
Right. So there was nothing that would have
altered your brain chemistry.
Yeah, and the foods were better then, so obviously
Yeah.
nothing in the foods. But yeah, so
Interesting.
very interesting.
Do you see how I can just segue into
I love how you
something that is
changed that.
so
I love how you
unrelated to what we're
changed
talking
that.
about?
I love how you changed that. What is your dream wedding?
Oh gosh, this is a very tough question for me. My sister had the full get married at St. Mary's Church with Father Tim, had the full, huge 300-person reception at Turner Hall. I think being in the wedding industry, I would want something a little bit more casual.
I'm feeling like casual party mode.
But I still would want it to be glam.
With lots of tequila.
Lots of tequila. Two of my friends, Jeff and Jeff, actually, who got married at the Jefferson in D.C., they did a brunch wedding.
Jeff got married in Jefferson.
At the Jefferson in D.C.
At the Jefferson.
It was one of by far, the most spectacular weddings I was to. At like 6 o'clock, either you stayed out drinking and had a good time, or you could go home because the wedding was at noon. The brunch started at 1, and it was a blast. I never thought in a million years a brunch wedding would be fun.
Yeah, those are big now. Those are big.
I think a brunch wedding is super fun, but otherwise, I always like imagine getting married outside, either up north, because I love going up north to Minocqua area. My cabin, my heart is there. Having like chandeliers in the tree, bringing the outside or the inside out, and having like great furniture and, long tables and, something like beautiful florals, stuff like that. So I don't know. I guess it constantly changes.
Yeah.
I guess I'll figure it out when the time is right. But maybe
I could see you having a totally casual fun
with
wedding.
the color rose taupe.
Just like a big party and, great things. We just had a wedding. She had a henna person there. She had a magician. She had jugglers. I mean, it was like a freaking circus wedding, but it was fun. It was fun. And it's what she wanted. And she owned a big dog walking company in Bayview, big one.
And I think the stations are really cute too. Like my friend Tali and Paul, they had through Chef Jax, actually, they did these different food stations.
Yeah, those are great.
So they had like legit salads and martini glass. Like it was cute. Like I like that versus a sit down. That's just not my style.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's what I would do.
So one of my big don'ts is, and I truly feel this, and nothing against other venues, and you do what you want, but I say don't settle for a venue that restricts you from bringing in your outside caterers. I don't like that at all, because what it says is that you are just stuck with what they have.
Yeah.
And many times, those caterers are not that great. They might be great.
Tough.
Some of them are. It's a tough one. I always tell my clients, if you're gonna get a venue, and there's many venues that allow you to bring in your own caterer.
So that would be technically a do for you, because do bring in your own
caterer.
Do bring
in your own caterer, but we're not talking about my venue particularly.
Yeah.
But just, don't settle for a venue that says, here, you have to use this particular caterer and nobody
I think
else.
at the end of the day, like, to wrap this up, you have to do what you want to do. And you'll have
I agree.
Outside, this is with anything in life. You're going to have outside people giving you advice, telling you what to do. But you have to remember, look at your person and say, this is our day. This is what we want. And do whatever the hell you want to do. It's your day.
True. You're right.
You're paying the money.
What are some other don'ts? Like don't, what would you tell a bride don't do for your wedding?
Don't try to alter your body within a small amount of time. Let's say I want to lose 40 pounds within 8 months. First of all, that's like unhealthy. So I think if you're leading up to being engaged and you want to look a certain way, that's fine to be healthy, but don't feel like you have to alter your body to fit in a dress. There's so many incredible dress stores, especially here in Milwaukee, and don't let outside people make comments about your body. I think we are moving into more of body positivity, but that doesn't mean you're not worthy of the love you already have. So I think that's like the number one thing brides stress about their body. Let's quit the shit. Like your fiance fell in love with you for who you are right now. If you want to lose weight, 10 pounds in 8 months, fine. But don't stress about a number, just like don't stress about your dress size number. That's, I would say, like the number one, especially for women. For men, I would say don't try to alter too much of the bride's direction, because we've had a vision since we were kids on how we want our wedding. You can have an opinion. How many
times I hear that from the bride?
But seriously.
Like the bride says, oh my God, I've been dreaming of this wedding since I was a child.
Yeah, and you can have an opinion. I'm all about like colors, whatever, but don't fight on the little stuff that you know that your partner wants. Like, And the same with the opposite. Don't sit there and fight over the small things. Just if they want to have a candy bar, let them have the candy bar.
If it's a male and a female getting married, I always tell the groom, you are simply an accessory for the day.
Happy wife.
And that is the truth. They are the accessory. Nobody walks up to the groom and says, oh, you look so beautiful today.
No, happy
They
wife.
don't, right.
Happy life.
Happy, right. Exactly. That is true. That is true. If you're a groom, give the bride all your attention. If it's two guys, give both each other the attention. If it's two women, give each other both of the attention.
What about if it's a throuple?
I was just going to say, if it's a throuple, bring in a fourth so that there would be two and
even.
two.
I love it.
So it's even.
I love it. Well, Clay, I had so much fun.
I always have fun time with you.
Talking.
I feel like we run out of time so quickly. With the wedding files, but there's just so much to talk about. I know we're bringing on more guests in the next few weeks. A lot of fun ones that we have in store.
I'm excited.
And I'm super excited.
We're just getting started.
We are. I mean, we're only on 8th episode, which is, we haven't released all 8.
We don't even know. We're just here. We're having so much fun.
Yeah. I think we said 8 the last time we were here just last week. So anyway, all right. Well, I look forward to being in the same seat next week and chatting more about the most amazing industry, the wedding industry.
I'm excited.
And the knowledge and the knowledge we can share with others, the education, the comedy that goes along with it. Because, God, I mean, I could spend weeks on sharing the craziest stories ever.
I agree. And make sure, this is a big thing, make sure to subscribe, follow. Don't just silently stalk us. Double click those hearts, like what you're seeing. And like I said, make sure to follow.
And we're going to have a little surprise soon. One of the biggest bridal giveaways in history is coming to the wedding files.
Stay tuned.
Goodbye.
Bye. Adios. French toast.
Perfect.